That's something people here in Georgia don't do, like pulling up. Okay, I didn't do anything. I didn't push the pedal. Okay, so this is wrong, so I need to intervene because it doesn't go in here. And it doesn't go in here either. It goes in here. Somebody behind me. Okay. I took over. Okay, we're getting out of the way, but we still need to go straight. And we should be lining up here because this is a right turning lane only. Oh Lord. Side. Oh, okay, well, it worked itself out. How far back are we going? Oh, interesting. That was very natural and so intervention. So, just entering FSD. Which version is this? 12.5.5 or something? I think so. Let me see. Software. 12.5.5. Yeah. Yeah, I'm paying attention. Okay, so I'm driving 43 miles an hour and have somebody right behind me. It's on automatic settings. Let me see. Autopilot. Yep. Automatic speed. So let's go. FSD on the Cybertruck. My usual route that I also went with a live stream, which I could do too. I have my Starlink set up. I'm not really sure if it works right now. I will test this later. Here we come to a very interesting scenario because the left turn starts way back. So the car is lining up here like everybody else is lining up. But there's, in actuality, there's a left turn here for that little area here to the left, those doors. And that's not where we want to turn, but however, since the line is so long, everybody lines up here. And I don't really know, should I do a full screen view? Maybe do this? Yeah, let's do that for now. Let me know what you like better, if you want to have the rear view on all the time, the camera on, or put it here and then have the rear view mirror functionality up there too. I don't know, because you don't really see any traffic lights in the recording. Let me leave this there for now. So it's a big gap, but it's turning yellow and the car in front of us has to stop, so it's not really a big deal. And as you can see, we have a little bit more of daylight now. Okay. That's an opportunity for this person, not for us. That's something people here in Georgia don't do, like pulling up. Okay. I didn't do anything. I didn't push the pedal. I feel a bit split about it because if you do this, then you have to accelerate. I'm not really sure if the car had to slow down, Maybe we can see this later in the recording. I was just paying attention to perhaps grab the steering wheel and get out of the way with my input. But however, it worked out. And the speed limit here is 45. We are going 46. Most people would go faster. One thing I have to say, I'm trying to show this here. There is this green, is it a square? Yeah, it's a square. A green square next to the steering, and that's indicating it's tracking my my eyes, my attention that I'm paying here to the drive. And so far I have not seen any nag when it comes to being attentive and looking forward. So you don't really need to hold the steering wheel. That's pretty awesome. I can imagine on a very long road trip that this is really excellent. If you just sit and relax and you don't really have to touch any of the pedals and any of the steering wheel, you just kind of be a passenger in your own car. I wish I would have had this opportunity for the last 13,000 plus miles that I have been driving manually with at least with a cruise control. But nevertheless, you have to steer. You have to pay like real tight attention to staying in the lane and so on. So it drains you when you drive for like 1,000 miles or so. Then I do get tired. Usually on my road trips to Palm Springs, I'm, going in one stretch, which means I charging, driving, charging, driving. When I get tired, I take a nap at the supercharger, and then I keep driving. And by using FSD or autopilot, which I have used before, the fatigue is very low, and there's a lot of forgiveness if you are feeling tired and you kind of make movements with your head and so on, and you know you would be drifting out of the lane if you would drive yourself. Obviously, this system does keep you in the lane. I'm not saying that you could fall asleep, but there's a difference between like fully alert or slightly tired or mildly tired. So I have somebody riding me here in the back, like really close. Now they fall back. Okay. It stays within the speed limit of 45. It drove like 48. Now the speed limit is 35 and we're still going 50. It doesn't make any sense to me in terms of how this auto speed is being calculated and what, kind of the measurement for it is. But nevertheless, that's how it is. So let's see, we come to a stop sign, then the usual right turn with an immediate left turn after that. Full stop. Is the guy following me? I'm not sure. Left turn. It is pretty confident with maneuvers. I have to say there's little hesitancy, and I quite like it. The only thing that really needs to be still dialed in is the speed, the auto speed. And I would say that the stopping distance behind the car in front of you, as you can see, is pretty close. That's what I would do. I kind of hate the long um, or the wide gap that people leave behind cars. But that's obviously some sort of German thing. We have smaller roads, less room, so we all squeeze up tight together. Okay, so this is wrong, so I need to intervene because it doesn't go in here. And it doesn't go in here either. It goes in here. Somebody behind me. Okay. I took over because that would have taken too long. And let's see. Okay, I'm jumping in here. I will edit this out. You will then see me driving again. All right, no meal. Let me go to the Home Depot. Let me see which one I want to go to. I want to go to this one. And I would like to go the streetway. Awesome. That's what we want. How can I find out how much battery my iPhone has left? Who knows? Let me start. Which way are we going? Okay. I don't want to go on the interstate. Why? I want to go this way. Okay. So let me start FSD from here. I guess I need to push the pedal in order to start it. And we should have done a left turn. But what can you do? Do the full visualization here. And going the streetway. What did I want to say? Interesting maneuver going over the curb. Green light, we can go. Yeah, what I wanted to say is very often the navigation is just going to be recalculated, and then all of a sudden you go a different way without really noticing that it switched. Very confident too, there was no hesitancy in terms of the speed with the car making the left turn in front of us. And let me see if I do need to touch the steering wheel or not. So far I am not having my hands on the wheel. I'm not really sure what camera setting would be best, so I need to experiment because I haven't recorded anything yet on in the Cybertruck because I didn't have FSD. So now that I do, I have to think about where I want to position the phone in terms of the recording, how much I want to, record from the dashboard. I have an extra camera here that is, recording the screen, which I may stabilize and zoom in. So I have to see how I do this. And I think it's always kind of nice to see, your foot and hand position in some way. But the Cybertruck does have a very tilted windshield, and the problem with this is you can't really see much. So you record a lot of car if you put the camera farther in the back, and it's kind of pointless. In the same way as it is kind of pointless that we are driving 50 miles an hour in a 55 speed zone. So let me see if I can push the pedal, what happens then? If we fall back, no, still stays on 57. Let me see if I can go to 60. Is there a way to do this with the wheel up? No, because it's set to auto. One thing I should try is to turn the auto speed function off and have a fixed offset, perhaps. And then be able to use the wheel, the scroll wheel, and adjust it. I did like the auto speed on the previous version that I had on my Model X, but I mean that's the first release here for the Cybertruck, so I don't want to complain, but I also want to say there's a lot of room for improvement. That's for sure. Okay, we're getting out of the way, but we still need to go straight. And we should be lining up here because this is a right turning lane only. Oh Lord. I pushed the pedal because it felt a little bit too slow. So that was one intervention. I'm not really sure if the car would, if the truck, let me say truck, I need to learn. If the truck would have come to a standstill or if that would have been an emergency brake, I honestly don't want to find out. So there was one intervention. So forgive me of not being bold enough to see if the car is making it or not. I waited too long for the Cybertruck to rear end somebody using FSD that just came out like 3 days ago or so. Sorry. So we have a lot of sun going against the sun. So here again, the speed limit is 45. We are going 33. I would love for this to be a bit more on point with the other cars. We have somebody making a left turn, so we all slow down, come to a standstill. Full self-driving may be degraded. One or more side cameras are blinded, I think. Pay attention. So was that, if you keep looking at the screen, let me do this. I look at the screen right now for a while and then see if it says pay attention, because the rear view was going up in the middle. I'm staring at the screen right now. I don't know. It says, it doesn't say anything. I mean, I'm not looking at the road right now, so I don't know. Speed limit is 55. I'm pushing the pedal just in order to keep up with the people in front of me. So again, there is a lot of improvement possible with the auto speed setting. All right. I would assume this person will make a turn. Okay. Also, one thing that I noticed very often with my Model X, it was braking hard when the car was going over in the other lane in front of us and wasn't really fully in that lane yet, and you passed them. So confident now too, passing this car. No slowdown whatsoever. I remember older versions where you would hit the brakes just because somebody is making a left turn in front of you. Also with this pickup truck, no change in speed. We just maintained our speed. Previous versions of FSD would kind of slow down a little because of the car approaching. Which honestly I have to say I don't mind. But we see how this all goes. Speed limit again 45, we are going 34, but obviously there are some other people in front of us. I might set up another camera so if there's nothing really happening, I can put the camera on me just to have a little bit of change in this whole scenery here while I'm explaining something perhaps. And another person turning right, we slow down very well. Really nice. Except if we would kind of speed up a little bit more than just to 44, so I'm pushing the pedal again. Again, so far, you know, yeah, there was one intervention, but I have to say I kind of like it that you don't have to touch the steering wheel. It's a very new experience here in the Cybertruck now. It was very different before. And I'm not wearing any sunglasses. I'm just sitting here with my bare eyes. And also one thing that I did, I removed the little tiny rear view mirror that people use for makeup, I guess. And that opens up the view a bit more. Also for the recording. So sorry about the sun. I still have some work to do, so once I'm done with this trip here to Home Depot, I will go back to work and do a little bit more today. It is 6:53. Some people might notice that I'm air quoting here military time, but it's actually a 24-hour clock, as most countries in the world have it. I had a very hard time adjusting to PM, AM, especially around the noonish and midnight time. So I would constantly confuse 12 something AM with 12 something PM. And some people might laugh about it, but I welcome you to move somewhere else and deal with other measurements like miles here turn into kilometers and Fahrenheit turns into Celsius. So I still measure in Celsius, as you might see on the display too. I have not gotten used to it. Most temperatures like 50, 6 degrees Fahrenheit doesn't really tell me anything. I know it's cold for me, but I don't really use Fahrenheit. All my weather forecast apps and so on, they are all set to Celsius. Yeah, other than this one intervention, a very uneventful drive here. It works well, and we see how it does when it comes to Home Depot and the parking lot there. But yeah, not too bad. Again, speed limit is 45. I'm not sure if the truck is orientating itself on the other cars in front. No idea. Wouldn't we like to know how this all works? So in half a mile, I have to make a right turn. Okay, we are going over. Good. And I will see if I still record the way back from Home Depot. Maybe perhaps on the interstate. Let's see. I can do that. Have some interstate miles in here too. So a lot of people actually start making their turn right here and go over this over those lines. The truck did it too. And which way are we going? Oh, okay. So it is after the hurricane came through here, and so far in my neighborhood here, I have seen very little damage. I was not even here. I was driving from Seattle to Boston for the out-of-spec I-90 search, which the video is coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, are we going to park somewhere? Do I have somebody behind me? No. I think what we should do is use the self-parking feature. Okay. I'm not really sure what the car is doing. Okay. Why do I keep saying car? Why can't I just say truck? Perhaps I have been driving cars for about 30 years, and now driving a truck is something new to me. Actually, let me do the self park. Okay, so let's park here. Let's start. It's not really between the lines, it's more on the line on the left hand side. Oh, okay, well, it worked itself out. How far back are we going? Oh, interesting. Okay. So let me stop the cameras. Yeah. Let's just go here. Starbucks is right here. And this time I would like to go on the interstate. And perhaps let me do this too. Let me do this too on the autopilot. Let me turn off the automated speed. And let me do an offset. So if when we drive 35, 65. Okay, let's try 15% offset. Let's see how this works. Okay, put it in drive. And let's go. Not bad. So I'm always nervous since some versions of FSD hit the curbs. That I would, oh, why are we going this way? This is wrong. Okay, so now let's go on a recovery mission. What was the desired outcome here? Okay, well, there's a possibility. Certainly not ideal, but well. Okay, so I'm not doing anything right now. Do I have somebody behind me? I think the truck got itself stuck. Yeah, so that didn't work out. With a little help, we got it back into its position. So yeah, things like this make me a little bit nervous to use it and maybe hitting a curb or something. But then again, it's a truck and it may not be as bad as it would be on a regular car. Okay. So yeah, I would say let me pay attention and be ready to take over, because that was kind of interesting. The truck did come to a stop, so it did not hit the curb or so, but it was in a position where you would have to make like a real hard left turn in order to, get around that curb or go a little bit backwards, which of course the car is not doing it. So he's going backwards even though there's green. Let me see what the speed does now. So the speed is set to 46 now. Okay. He is working out. So we have somebody in the left lane who wants to come over. Okay, the van let him over. And here comes our turn. If you look at some of my older videos, this all here on the left hand side was full with trees. It has all been removed. Very sad. So I guess they are getting ready to make some changes here, whichever one That will be... So the speed limit is now set to 80. And technically we could go into the next lane. And in theory, if it would go a little bit faster, we could have been in the very left lane to make it up to 80. I honestly have to say I might leave it in this setting because I don't want to... well, hang on just a second. It's 80. It's set to 80 max, but we're still going 74. All right. 73 now. Let me tap the pedal and see what happens. I'm speeding up now to 80. Here we are, 80. Let's see. Letting off on the accelerator, and it stays at 80. So the automatic speed is always kind of low. And then when you set a speed limit, it's being taken as the max value, which doesn't mean you will go to it. It just means FSD would only go up to 80 and not more. But then it didn't. It was just hanging around at 73 miles per hour. Interesting, interesting. So when we get to the exit, that's where everything changed now. Again, if anybody wants to find an older video of mine, you can see there had been trees, and then once making the exit, there had been, like, you know, a traffic light and just a regular road. Now there are two roundabouts, and very interesting layout, to put it mildly. So, yep. So we are steady on 80, and so far I have not touched the steering. I'm looking forward, so I'm looking at the road. I could drive for a long time like this, so that's it's honestly very refreshing. Again, after like 13,000 plus miles, this is I welcome this setup. Let's put it this way. So we have less than a mile for our exit, and I hope the truck is not trying to pass this whatever transport that is. Okay. I mean, there would have been time to make it, but you really have to do it. All right. So yeah, same scenario here. All those trees here, they're still laying around here on the right hand side. There had been trees left and right, so that has all been cut down, and I'm not really sure what the plan is. I would assume they will put another set of roundabouts here on this side, but we see. Let's see if we make the light. And the traffic layout is slightly different here too. It used to be 2 lanes when you make the left turn. Now it's only 1. So as you can see, we just exited the interstate and there's a slew of cars coming this way, which means now the traffic light behind us is turning green, which just brings up the next wave of cars. And we are all approaching this roundabout. So there will be, during the day, there will be kind of a constant stream of cars, which the people that will exit here on the right-hand side will have to yield to everybody that's coming from here, like I just came right now. So I'm interested to see if this will lead to a backup on that exit ramp in some rush hour scenario. That would be interesting. Not sure why we signal. Maybe to be nice. Could be. So yeah, all of this will change. It will have a median, I suppose, as we can see, and there will be 2 lanes on each side. I am not sure what the advantage of this would be, because just in a few hundred yards here, there's a bridge that is only 2 lanes, 1 for each side, which means all the traffic that is flowing down here in 2 lanes will come to a bottleneck here, unless they want to continue with 2 lanes on each side. I'm not really sure how that would work with this tiny bridge here that we see. But I don't know. Again, we will see. Okay, previous versions of FSD have drastically slowed down here on that green light and, you know, crossed the intersection with like 35 miles an hour. Not the case. Then previous versions too went into those left lanes here instead of staying in this lane to go straight. It looks to me like we're staying in this lane. That's good. And we should be making a left here. Okay, so I'm putting my foot on the pedal. Okay, that was good. That was very natural and so intervention. That was an interesting way of driving, I would say. So let me do the parking here. Start this one. It doesn't really matter how far in the back you pick this parking spot, it still goes forward. Okay, why are we going forward? All right. So there you have it. Still some work to do. You know, disengagements still happen. Confusion still happens. We saw it just right now with the turn. And that's it. See you on the next one.